Okay, let me know if you can hear me just by pressing one, especially if you're on your laptop. Sometimes you have to, well, the mic is working, so, okay. So we stepped on just a few moments early just to make sure everything is working properly. And I see that it is. You got 6 more minutes. And sometimes we have a little difficulty arriving on this thing. Technology is always something. So, I'm gonna pop off with this wonderful opportunity to discuss. And while I'm basically waiting for that to take place, I want to um, put out ahead of time some of the events that are coming up for Resident Essentials. So you are sitting here on the podcast for Clear Blue Radiance, and I am Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. I'm the original podcast host for Clear Blue Radiance here for Resonant Essentials YouTube channel. And I want to just let you all know what is coming up soon here for Resident Essentials. We have a lot of good stuff coming out for this month. And so I want to let you know what those events are. First of all, we have here for the month of July, we have some very interesting things coming up. Usually every Friday, Michelle has a intention Fridays, and intention Fridays is where a group of us come together and link up as one mind, and we practice the art of conscious creation, which we hold as an intention every Friday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're living on the East Coast and you want to join, it'll be 11 a.m. for you. Central will be 10 a.m. and West Coast will be 8 a.m. So what you want to do is contact residentessentials.com. Go to the website and click on through there. That way you'll get the link so that you can come on with us. The Resident Essentials website is www.residentessentials.com. And you'll see the tab and you'll scroll to current Friday, and then you can join us right there through that particular Zoom link. Well, there is a wonderful course coming up called Unlocking Wisdom Together, Your Journey to Metaphysical Truths. And that just got started yesterday from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., but it is a 14-week class right here at Resident Essentials Esoteric School of Metaphysics. And it's on Tuesday nights, and the instructor is Michelle Vidal, the author of Mastering Metaphysics, The Essential Foundations and Principles. Space is limited. So if you're out here in Albuquerque and you still want to link up, you need to get in touch with her ASAP. The location is 2703 Broadbent Parkway Northeast, Suite J. And you need to email her RSVP to get there, to get into it. It just started, Michelle at residentessentials.com. Well, we also have group breath work with Andrea. Group breath work with Andrea. She's an exceptional facilitator, and she's going to assist you in deep breathing as a group. And so it can help you release long held trauma and bring you a new sense of peace. And of course, kindness is there as well. This is with Andrea. The course fee is $35. It's a class. And you want to also be aware that it's being held here at Resident Essentials 2703 Broadbent Parkway. And it's $35. So you need to get in touch with Andrea. Shensky Williams. If you go through the website, you'll be able to connect with her. All you got to do is call Michelle at 505-453-7646. Also, coming up next is an intuitive explosion. And this is where you learn how to gain greater balance of the mind, body, and spirit, understand universal symbols, colors, and chakras, angels, spirit teachers, and guides. You'll also understand vibrational healing, candle work, and rituals, and understanding magic. And that's MAGICK magic. And this is with Michelle Vidal. This course is 269. The other one that just kicked off yesterday, that's 14 weeks for 589. But this one here is $269, and it's 8 weeks starting Sunday, July 21st. That's right around the corner. That's this weekend, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And in order to get into her medium circle, you have to take this 8 week course. So if you want to get into all, it starts July 21st, 28th, August 4th, 18th, and 25th. And the remainder of classes are September 8th, 22nd, and 29th. And I have to get back in touch with her. There's two different dates in here. So she has 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. and she also has up there at 1 to 3 p.m. So I'll let her know, but you should call her at 505-453-7646 because that's essential to get that correct as to what time it is. We have July 27th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. That's a Saturday for $60. And there's an astrological natal chart connection there with Lee Mitchell. And you need to contact Lee. That's from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, July 27th. You need to contact Lee, Lee, at crystalsoulpath.com. That's crystalsoulpath.com. Lee at crystalsoulpath.com. If you want to join us for Saturday, July 27th, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., and the course for that is $60. Ooh, there's a lot more going on. So you need to go to the website, www.resonantessentials.com, to be able to go in there and resource all of that information. And I suggest that you do it ASAP, okay? Because you need to just know what's happening here. And it's essential that you do that, okay? And hold on a second. So, want to make sure I'm on here. I was going to open up this, what I was doing today, is sort of like an event, and I got all the wrong information in, so I had to cancel that out. So, we're just broadcasting as usual here from Resident Essentials, okay? So, I'm going to show my face, get back over onto this side. Hey, to the three people. Now I'm back over here. And let me put my phone on mute so no one calls me during this time. Now, this is an exciting topic. And as I said, I've been getting a whole lot of energy popping up for myself. And when I get this energy, I have to just kind of jump on it as soon as possible. Golden timeline with the boom bomb bass star and the ring with the star in it. Glad to see you here. Today's topic is I shortened it to the unparalleled self. The full title is You Have an Unparalleled Part of You that is the key to unlock every gate to infinite wisdom. Now, I know that's a long title. However, I had to put it all out there because this unparalleled self is already here. This unparalleled self is already here. So, greetings, everybody. Welcome to my podcast, Clear Blue Radiance, on Resonant Essentials Esoteric School of Metaphysics YouTube channel. Same channel as before. I'm the host of CBR, Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey, and I'm usually here every Thursday at about 1 o'clock. I wanted to get all that commercial stuff out there into the ethers. Hopefully, very soon, within this later this year, maybe next year, we'll be able to set it up so that many of you will be able to pop in virtually while we're teaching classes there live at the same time. Now, with meditation, it's a little bit more difficult because people need the silent energy, and that's very important. And when I'm doing group and trying to do live and virtual at the same time, there's usually a little bit of an interruption. So I haven't really set that in motion. Many of you do join me virtually anyway, as much as you can. But one of the things, I've been doing this spiritual counseling for 40 plus years, 45 years almost, and I enjoy helping people like yourself gain greater clarity in your life and find or rediscover your purpose. Well, today's topic involves some very important things. And the reason why I'm speaking of the unparalleled self, the unparalleled part of you, because there's so much that's happening in the world. There's a lot of things that may be interrupting you in the next couple of months, as well as the next 4 years. So we want to make sure that we have ourselves in position to be able to resonate and radiate our light out into the world, keep our paths clear, keep our loved ones' paths clear, keep, if you got neighbors you get along with, help them keep their path clear. If you got Fur Kingdom in your house, help keep them protected, shielded, and their paths clear. So we are on the bridge of higher consciousness right at this moment. Right. And we can ride off of that solar flare activity. That's the good thing. Ride on the energy. You don't have to peel away from it. Ride on the energy to take you where you have to go. So we're on this bridge of higher consciousness at this very moment, and it's leading us into higher realities. That's what it's giving us, this opportunity to, as say, quantum jump, go from one timeline into the next timeline and pull all the positives into this timeline, or work from that timeline, which then changes the one that you are in. It goes both ways. So you don't necessarily have to leave this timeline and just focus on another one. But what you want to do is they're all connected. They're all chain link connected. All of your various lifetimes, life streams of energy, timelines. And so, what you want to do, you can go into another one where everything is smooth, where everything is working itself out, where there's no violations, where there's no energy that's offsetting, where everybody is getting along. You can actually send the current of that energy back into this 3D kind of stuff that we have going on and actually flip. Just like people flip houses, you can flip the current in this one from another timeline. And it's available for us to do it. But how do we achieve this is the question. It's not just thinking about it. It's just not feeling it. It's putting them together, marrying the thoughts, the mental self with the emotional self. What are you thinking with what you're feeling? And we know the late Reverend Ike used to say, let the feeling get the blessing. No, he never said let the thoughts get the blessing. He said let the feeling get the blessing. Neville Goddard would say, think from the end. Look at what you want to accomplish and then put it together like it's a big math premise. Put it together and you're working it backwards into the current time. Even before you arrive at the current moment, from working it from the end, halfway through, what's on this side and going toward the middle is corrected. So these things are possible to change. And we're going to get a chance, an opportunity, several opportunities, infinite opportunities and possibilities to change the current life stream energy around us so that we all are fine. What we have to be also aware of before I kick out, you already know what that word is that I'm going to kick out, but I've been noticing, and people who want to stay in the negative are employing people in their field who have a link into things like light and are trying to get them to trigger people who are like-minded in what we do. So I want you to be aware of that. There are people trying to trigger you, clusters of them who understand these laws. That's the thing. They understand the universal laws. They understand the universal principles. They understand how they work. But they're going to try to use it to manipulate things to fall out negatively. So you don't want to be absorbed by negativity no matter where you're at. Even if you get the chance to travel to across the water to another place, you want that so that you can do what? Solely, soul, energy of the sun, and your soul to be blessed by that energy, to keep the gateways open. Meditation is the way to achieve it. Use your every moment now in meditation. Now, not everybody's going to have to be able to sit down and meditate for 8 hours off and on, but start to consider sitting in meditation for longer time. As I've said in the past, you gotta, out of 7 days, you need to pick a day or a night where you can sit in meditation for at least an hour. The more you do that, it increases to 2 hours. But here's the beauty of that. As you begin to rock and roll in your meditation sessions, when you come out of those sessions, and I know within 12 to 24 hours, you start receiving even more insight than you have ever received before. That means you're going to be aware that the unparalleled self is going to be drawing in all the other possibilities, all the other numerous possibilities. You're going to be able to unite, and I'm going to say that again. You're going to be able to unite with the unparalleled transcendental self, who we all know as the higher self. So we have to connect with that part. So if you can, you're going to link up with people locally with you in a meditation circle. You're going to hook up with people virtually in a meditation session. But you're going to hook up with your other parts of yourself and other timelines, changing the entire spectrum so that it is higher, so that it is more frequent, so that it's vibrating at a higher rate, and it's doing what? Purging all the negativity out. But it can purge it in a very positive way where there's no confusion going on. See, there's a group of people who have been searching for the opportunity to purge. But what they don't understand is they're very high, enlightened, spiritually and metaphysically aware and blessed beings walking amongst us who are tweaking the entire thing. So what some people wish on you won't even happen. That's when you hear that phrase, no weapon shall be formed against me, right? Because Those who are forming the weapons get swept up in the current of the weapons. Those creating weapons get swept up in the current of those same weapons, and they get carted out by their own thoughts, by their own feelings, by their own systematic approaches that they've been using to trigger other people, instead of what? Clearing and cleansing and making themselves better people. So you don't have to focus so much on them. You have to focus on you. I'll say this again. Don't focus so much on them. What we see in the media, be aware of it, but that's not number one priority. What is the number one priority? You are the number one priority. Your partner, your children, your other loved ones, other family, extended family, friends, other circles of people that you are connected with. All of that comes under the housing of one, of unification, unity. So it doesn't matter if some highfalutin millionaire, billionaire is trying to deposit something on the other side to create havoc for everybody else. There's more than one world in operation, more than one timeline in operation, more than one you in operation. And you could take that energy before it crystallizes, remelt the energy, remold the energy, and create brand new bridges and paths for yourself, for your loved ones. And as you ignite the terrain around you, as you ignite the terrain around you, you will see nothing but change. And the change has to happen in the most positive way, infinite ways, beautiful ways, kind ways. Because whatever you put out, if we put fear out, fear is going to show up. If we put kindness out, kindness is going to show up. If we put unconditional love out, unconditional love is going to show itself. And it's going to dance. It's going to dance in beauty and harmony. What's going to happen for you will happen in very positive ways. So if you're thinking, I don't have any money today, guess what? Money going to show up. Why? Because it's meant to come to you today. And more money will keep coming to you by different sources. I looked at something for myself the other day. I said, wow, in the past 14 days, came and went, monetarily wise. But guess what happened today? Bing! That all changed. In fact, it changed from yesterday. Someone contacted me and said, yeah, I don't have X amount, but I got this. I said, don't worry about it. Just ping my account now and call you in an hour. This morning, I'm sitting here at my laptop getting ready to work on a new project and work on things, get ready for next week's course that kicks off. Next Wednesday, a 13-week course kicks off based on the new book. And I was sitting there and the spirit of my mother came to me. You're right where you're supposed to be. Let's open up the brain. A little bit more, a little bit more. Ka-ching, here it comes, phone call. A text comes through. I see the text. Person wants to talk to me. I tell them, give me a half hour. They're on the East Coast. I'm here. Give me a half hour. Call me your time, 12 noon. Bing, ka-ching. That went through. So things are happening. We have to stay wide awake and let these new things come in, because these new things are pulling up out of ourselves all the keys that we have inside, all the needs we have inside, all the desires that we have. And it's going to be functional right now. Why? Because nothing is meant to surprise any of us. We are artists as well. Nothing is meant to surprise us. We are the musicians, the poets. We are all these things that give what? Serve notice for a better life at all times. So that, because there's people going to do what they're going to do, and there's other people that are going to do what they're going to do. But you're in the hinterlands of the spirit, of the mind. And that is the safest place to be, where you can still send out the light. So meditation is the way to achieve. It has always been the way to achieve. Golden timeline, thank you for this. Solar flare activity is off the charts and keeps building. Jackie Fillmore Antoine, thank you. Yes, the blessings of love and light. So we're going to see more and more and more and more is going to start to build up. So it says, I said here, use your energy moment to moment for meditation. Find that time. Why? Because you're going to unlock two very important gates: the crown and the heart. They're going to be unlocked together, which then will flow heart and this. And what are the hidden bridges? The throat center. What are the other two hidden bridges? Not really hidden, because we talk about one all the time. That's the pineal gland. And the other one is what? The pituitary gland. Well, in the base of your skull, there's another region that gets unlocked, that carries a magenta range, that gets unlocked, like the colors right here that golden timeline have. That one side, that magenta kind of color, that's the color that rules the base of your skull. That gets unlocked. And now what? The projection of light is going to show up. It's going to be stronger. That's going to be important. The unparalleled part of you can begin to flow through you continuously. Meditation keeps you in tune and aligned with higher frequencies. You got, like, we stand online to get gas, we stand online to get food, we stand online to get tickets or this and that. Why? Because you feel attuned at one. You feel the music coming out and you move toward it. That's what at means, toward. So you're going to tune yourself toward greater light and then align yourself, step into a true alignment with it. Keep your desires to be clear means keeping your mental and emotional bodies clear. Your mental and emotional bodies must be clear so that the spirit body can connect with the physical body. So all the stuff between spirit or heaven and earth has to be cleared. If it's not cleared in the way that it should be cleared, it's going to be static. That's why some of you are not going to be able to sleep. Static being thrown out into the ethers around a lot of us. But what has to happen? If you're getting something where you can't go to sleep, well, guess what? You wake up and you tune into a higher frequency. And what do you pick up on? The higher part of yourself tells you to, now I'm going to take you down into the valley, just on top of the shadow self, and you're going to see what else needs to be cleared. And then we're going to sweep that away. And then we're going to polish up the lower chakras. And then we're going to do what? Rotate and open the lower chakras so more light can flood through the lower chakras. You're going to have some experiences, everybody. You will have experiences that are unique to no one else. Whenever you are asleep or you decide to take a nap, you're going to have many out of body experiences that are going to show you the next level or the next step for yourself. This is something I just heard moments ago through my crown and heart center. Many of you tuning in right now, and those of you that will tune in later to this, you are going to start to have some very interesting out of body experiences. And you're not going to be projecting into the astral belt. You're going to go beyond the astral belt within yourself, and you're going to receive more and more information. As you receive this information, you're going to do whatever you need to do at will. You're going to start to function from a higher consciousness plane of thinking. You're no longer are going to go backwards. Why? Because we're being pushed and pressed and pulled to go forward and go higher, but stay centered. So light yourself up with what? Affirmations. Light yourself up with affirmative prayers. Light yourself up with decrees. You might have an affirmation that says, I here now affirm that I, and then state your name, I am firmly in place, I'm firmly aligned to the truer parts of myself. I can express all of my infinite nature. I can receive more infinite light. I understand I have numerous possibilities and greater degrees of awareness. And you can just keep going on and on. Or you could put it into an affirmative prayer. You can say, I now recognize that this higher source is a part of me, and I am what? The second step. I am a reflection of that higher source. And the third step is I'm going to say, this is what I desire. I desire to maintain this connection to the higher worlds, the higher consciousness, to divine resources. And I'm an expression of that. And I know it to be true. And I can now release it. And that fourth step, you just bless it with more light and let it go. And that fifth step, you just know it's going to happen. So you need to put those things out. Yes, and you will continue. And you said sleep pattern has been irregular since April. Well, that's because some part of you graduated. You have a birthday in that month. So you were graduated to do what? To start functioning on the road to your higher self. Why? Because this is the year. This is the arc of time where the higher self shows up. And it's going to continue to show up. Why? Because it can no longer be contained in third dimensional realms of thinking and feeling and doing and knowing and understanding. It has to put on new clothes. It's got to drink new wine from new flask. It can't do what it used to do. It needs a whole new region so it can what? Continue to develop, continue to grow. So here's the kicker now. After you release those affirmations and affirmative prayers, realize that you are what? A living decree. You're a living decree, and you're going to release and express all that is about you into the ethers around you. You're going to talk to the unseen forces. You're going to talk to your guides. You're going to talk to those guides could be plants, the vibration and essence of the plant. What's in there? The David Kingdom controls. That's who you're going to have a communication with. You're going to have a communication with the David Kingdom that's connected to insects. You're going to have with birds. You're going to have with all kind of animals running around on the planet. Why? Because they're going to tell you what's next in the chapter of your life. So you're going to be able to move forward. All the gemstones that you have, they're going to magnify that energy within the gemstones will magnify for you, which means those elements, 108 elements inside your body are going to be magnified. So we're all these energetic beings, right? And now we're expanding. Those who want to make things concrete, they're going to make them concrete. But the challenge is let the light come out. That's the challenge. So keep what? But even before I say that, when a group of like-minded people come together, their presence of oneness can impact their surrounding environments and many areas beyond them. So remember, Deepak Chopra was talking about how he wanted to Guinness Book of World Record and get 1 million people meditating. You can go beyond that now. Yeah, they're showing up because they're the first signal or sign of something coming. So then what you do is you contact the David Kingdom of them, and they will tell you, oh, it's coming north. Oh, it's coming on such and such a degree and such an angle. And you say, well, what are you doing? Oh, we're just moving out of the way of it. And we're moving toward you because you possess a certain degree of light that's going to change everything. And then we'll be able to see where we're supposed to go, right? We're the beacon light that's going to set up so all things go where they're supposed to go. Even those things which are out of the ordinary or that are negative or whatever, they're going to go where they're supposed to go, but they're not going to stay around you. Remember, last week's topic was not everybody can go where you're going. So people who are trying to create havoc, they're not going to be able to go where they think they're going, because certain elements amongst them are going to what? Dissolve and break down. So not everything is going to go with them. The shadow, what appears to be working is the shadow self, but even the shadow self is going to have to dissolve in order to what? Save itself. Why? Because it is a self. It is a spirit entity. That's SEL. It's a spirit entity laying in wait to be what? Free. Self, in that essence, just coming through now, is not the only meaning. It's a spirit entity laying in wait, is waiting for its papers to be free. In other words, a sovereign entity laying in its energy field to be given the keys to be free. And you don't have to do anything that's out of the ordinary. You don't have to switch anything around. You don't have to change who you are. All you got to do is link up to the unparalleled self. So keep emotions and thoughts untangled. Keep emotions and thoughts untangled from the 3D realm of thoughts and feelings. Untangle them. Rituals are continuously being put into motion and directed at specific groups. So I always tell a lot of people that call me or email me or say, you need to do these rituals. And what I tell them, you need to do the ritual to clear yourself first. You need to do a ritual to clear the connection between you and the higher. Hey there, star being Barbara Ewing. You need to get yourself in line. See, there's a lot of people want to do rituals, but guess what? They're still doing rituals in the low sense, shadow self on each other. Stop doing that. There's so many younger people that are connected to their elders and they understand rituals. And what they should be doing is putting those rituals into motion to help themselves, help their communities, help their loved ones expand. Not just be protective, but expand. In other words, they can be protective and they can expand the protection shield. So no one inside the shield is harmed. And those on the outside, they will have to change. Why? Because the shield is growing. It's getting bigger. It's not so sparse. It's more dense. It's more solid. So people can't enter and just be any old way with anybody. The only way you can get in is through kindness, through love, through unconditional love, through grace, through compassion, through understanding, through gratitude, through forgiveness, and so on and so forth. So resonate with the infinite divine source and the highest good. Plant your highest vibrational seed, and above all else, remember who you are. The unparalleled part or the unparalleled self is the higher self, founded on unconditional love, harmonic peace, absolute veracity, which is the absolute truthfulness of all things, gratitude, grace, infinite courage, and light. Now's the time for us to keep putting it out. Keep putting it out. Keep putting it out. Because if you notice, nothing is going to really fold in the sense that certain groups want to see you fold. You're not going to fold up because there's too many groups that are out there going to continue the process of living. People say, oh, well, football season's coming up. That's fake. Baseball's fake. No, it's not. Millionaires are controlling that, and guess what? They're not going to let their franchises go because somebody don't want somebody to be free or liberated. They're still going to do it. Why? Because it captures the attention and it raises the energy. So you're still going to get a chance to do what you're here to do. You're still going to evolve. You're going to evolve. The unusual things that you're seeing, they are coming from the other, they're connected to the other worlds. And they're coming into this one to let you know you need to expand your consciousness into the world I just came from, because you'll set up an avenue for more positive, higher energies to show up in this one. That's why you're feeling yourself to be quiet, because the higher forces are tuning into your unparalleled part, your unparalleled infinite self that can't be matched. Your higher self cannot be matched by things functioning in the lower realms. And because you are continuously sending signals out through all of your chakras and receiving signals into many of your chakras, you are what? Building the grid. You're building the web. Just like a spider, you're building the web. Just like a dream catcher, there's a web with a hole in the middle. Why? Because it lets all the positive in and it captures all the other stuff. And the other thing it does in reverse, it catches all the negativity and let all the positive flow through. You're like a living, breathing web. You're a living, breathing entity that can draw all the goodness to you. And as much as you draw all the goodness to you, you're planting more seeds of goodness out into the world. So whatever you're receiving, you got to replace it. And that can happen and that will happen. Why? Because if we're waking up in the middle of the night, you're having constant communication with higher sources and with your ancestors. Constant communication. And that's why you have to employ your meditation so you can sit in the meditation and make it work. I'm getting ready to close this out because I got work to do. So I'm going to put you on a meditation trip for yourself. I want you to just relax yourself at this moment. And I want you to say that everything that you have been seeing going on around yourself, that it reveals itself to you with positive, intuitive, empathic messages. That you receive everything that you need to receive and that you will receive. And every time you see one of the divine messages show up in the form of a beetle, or in the form of a ladybug beetle, or in the form of an interesting bird, in the form of a praying mantis, you name it. When they show up, let them give you the message. Let them bring you messages of sweetness, beauty, and harmony. Let them bring you messages of greater peace and insight. Let them bring you greater wisdoms and wisdom keys that will unlock many doors for you. Let everything that's coming to you reveal things to you. And you can say into the ethers, show me what I must know now. Show me what I must know now and give me the keys. Show me also what I need to know that's coming up and give me those keys. And also show me the overall message that I will be fine, that my loved ones, family members, extended family members will be fine. Show me the living image in detail that we all will be fine. Show the detailed revelation that we all shall be fine, and that the right things will be revealed to us at the right times, and none of it is a surprise because we will capitalize on it successfully, and we will continue to capitalize on everything successfully. Why? Because we can. Why? We come from that domain of divinity. Nothing escapes our awareness, our knowing, our remembrance. Help me to remember everything because this is my time to be awake, stay awake, and live in awakeness. So I can remember everything, utilize everything, be absolutely happy all the time, to be absolutely healthy all the time, to be happy with that which turns a no thing into a something called wealth and prosperity and abundance. And let me fulfill every dream and every desire that I have. And let me be blessed with all now and forever. And so it is to all of you. Thank you for joining me today. Come back and listen to some of the announcements that I had to put out in the beginning. Allow yourself to receive more and more. Continue to elevate yourself. Continue to seek higher consciousness. Continue to be your true self, which is your higher self. See you all real soon. See you next week. See some of you next Wednesday. But whatever you do, remember that you are safe and sound and that you are divinely protected at all times. You always are. Nothing can take away your joy. Be well, everybody. My grace is your grace. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. Take care now.